What's up, everybody? We're here with one of our recent graduated students from the Seven Figure Wholesalers coaching program. And Giri, I heard that you just got a deal. How much did you make on that one?
I'll be making 7,000 end of this month. Yeah.
7,000 cash collected. Okay. And how long did it take you while you were in the process of that one?
So just over 2 months.
2 months. Okay. Just over 2 months. So did you say 70 days when we talked earlier?
Yeah,
Okay.
70 days to be precise. Yeah.
That's not bad. I mean, if the average person could add an extra $7,000 every 60 days or 70 days to their income, if you think about that over a year, that's actually life-changing money for most people who are 9 to 5ers. Now, um, you're a little bit different. So when you joined the program, how much real estate experience did you have back then?
I didn't actually have too much. I was exploring, except for having bought my own couple of properties. That I would say weren't the best investment, but I was
Right,
exploring, and that's why I was getting into different options where
right,
you can make money in terms of real estate investing, including multifamily and other areas.
right.
So when I came to your this thing, I think 2024, right?
Yeah,
May.
yeah,
So that was my first introduction to wholesaling, the whole concept, and
right.
that really helped me figure out a way with to get into real estate investing with very little money involved, right? So
Right. Okay. So that's awesome. So you didn't really have, yeah, you had some real estate experience, but not investing, nothing serious on. Actually, the investments you had done were bad investments, you said, because you didn't have the knowledge, even though you were doing stuff. And now that you got the knowledge, you just made $7,000. Let me ask you a question. How much money did you invest in order to make that $7,000 in the deal, just that one deal?
$0 specifically in
Zero
that deal.
dollars. Well, there you go. Would you consider that and actually like you're doing good investments now?
Yeah, think of the ROI. $0 invested, $7,000 made. Where is it possible? Stocks, this thing, I've tried everything, every
Right,
kind of investment before.
right,
Nothing can guarantee give you that kind of return in this
right,
short period, but
right,
barely any investment in there. Right?
right. Now I want to switch the topic a little bit. So the strategy we teach of wholesaling, you don't have to have a real estate license. You can literally take the training and be in business in the next 48 hours, making offers to sellers. But you're a little bit different than our typical student. Typically, people who sign up with us, they don't want to become a real estate agent. They don't want to get a license. But when you signed up with us, you decided at the same time, simultaneously, you wanted to become a real estate agent. And so you're one of the few real estate agents that can wear both hats, who can be a wholesaler off market and actually um, on market. So this deal was a little bit different than most deals, where and this is why I think everybody who's thinking about becoming a real estate agent or is a real estate agent should do what you did, because the kind of lead generation strategies that we do makes people reach out to sell their houses. People every single day wanting to sell their house. And in this case, you started off and you made a wholesale offer, which is off market, not with a real estate license. You don't need a license to do that. But then that homeowner didn't want um, didn't want your wholesale priced offer. So you just convinced them into listing the property with you on the MLS. Is that correct?
Exactly correct. Yeah. So, and you're absolutely right. For anybody looking or pursuing real estate license right now, you absolutely don't need real estate license to do the wholesaling part. But the other thing I would say, just based on my experience, because I started both journeys, because I was in the process of getting my real estate license, I couldn't focus as much on the wholesaling. I tried to come to calls, keep the learnings active. But what I would like to suggest is focus 2 to 3 months on wholesaling. You can make the amount you need to invest into real estate licensing from just the wholesale deals, right? So if I had the $7,000, that's what it pretty much took me to get the license. So I could have paid
Right,
it off without, having to worry about it, right? So
right,
definitely starting off on wholesaling if you're doing both, and also going through the wholesaling, some people might realize, and I've talked to a couple of other of your students who are also thinking about real estate license. And they said once they've actually gotten into a few months of wholesaling, they figured they don't really need to get the license. They can partner with real estate license. So that's another opportunity in learning. You don't have
Right,
to go through
right,
the journey of getting a license just for wholesaling if that's what they're
right,
thinking. You can
right.
just partner with a real estate license who's already part of your program.
Right, right. I love what you said. So it cost you $7,000 to get your real estate license, and with the strategy we teach, you don't even need a real estate license. So what you're saying is start wholesaling first, make the kind of cash flow that's possible with wholesaling, and then if you want to get your real estate license, use the money you made from wholesaling to go pay for the real estate course. And then if you want to be an agent, there's a way that these two strategies can help each other, just like it did for you. um, and actually, let's talk about another thing. I heard you have a second deal that you landed using our strategies off market, and you're about to sell it now. And when it sells, how much are you going to make on that one?
I might make it all depends if we can get the buyer.
Yeah,
Then I can make over 60 grand.
60 grand. Wow.
Yeah,
So that one's
just
listed
one
right now.
transaction, one sale. By end of
Yeah.
this month, I could be making 60 grand.
Wow. That's so, I love that. So you just closed one deal, you made $7,000, and you already have another one in the pipeline that is
10
60,
times that
60,000.
almost.
Yeah. Wow. Tell me about that one. How did the second one come up?
Yeah. So the second one, I would absolutely not have gotten it without being a part of this group because the leads actually came to this group. And I would have gotten the lead if I was running my own ads, but I paused my ads to focus on my real estate stuff. So I got the leads. Two of your students got the leads. One
Yeah.
of them had already made an offer a few months back, and they tried to wholesale. It was a tough market, so the seller was more adamant on a higher price, so they let it go.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
another student who just joined your program, Erwin,
Yeah.
got this offer, and
Yeah.
he wanted to partner up with me because he has very little real estate knowledge. And when I
Yeah.
started to look at this, I realized it's right in the GTA. It's in Mississauga. So I decided to go talk to the seller.
Yeah.
So when I went to talk to the seller, I gave her an off-market price, and I said,
Yeah.
"Give me the listing. If I can't, this is a backup plan at an off-market price. If we
Yeah.
can't sell it, you can sell it to off-market as well." So she really liked the fact that I was giving her both options to be able to market this off-market and on-market, which no
Yeah.
realtor provides. Right? If they put it
Right.
on MLS, they want to make sure it's only that channel they can market it.
Right. Dude, I have to just stop you and unpack that. So, what I love about what you said is that you're already a proven, established wholesaler and a real estate agent. Um, and what I make everybody promise is that when you join the program, that this is like a mastermind and a community where we stick together for life and support each other moving forward. And I make everybody promise that when they get a deal, that they keep showing up to our group coaching calls and help new people get started. And that's exactly what you did. So Arvin, who joined like a week or two ago, who has practically zero real estate experience, you actually, I think, I don't know who reached out to you, but you saw each other in one of our group meetings. You reached out, you established a connection, and now this deal that's about to make you $60,000, you guys are doing it, working on it together. So this is how our community is not just coaching, it's not just training, it's also a group of people that help support each other over the long term. Because when you're going to start going into real estate, if you talk to your family about this stuff, if you talk to your coworkers at your 9 to 5 that you're going to start a real estate business, they're all going to tell you you're crazy because most people don't have the entrepreneur mindset. They just want to go to work, collect their paycheck, and finish work at the end of the day. They don't want to think about all the things we have to think about as investors. So they come up with excuses why it won't work for everybody else. And so I'm so thank you so much for helping Arvin get started with this and working with him. And there was something else you said. that slipped my mind right now, but basically using what we teach helped you in your real estate career when it comes to being a real estate agent as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, getting the proper leads and opportunity is the key thing. And
Right,
one more point you touched upon, I want to mention, like just not people doing 9 to 5 jobs that, if you talk to the family members and say, you want to do this kind of wholesaling and everything, everybody's tried to talk you down. And not only that, there are 100,000 realtors in Ontario.
yeah,
And one of the more experienced realtor told me in a couple of months ago that over 25,000 of them have not even opened their account in commissions this year because they
right,
just focus on path A. Here, being part of this group, like both
right,
deals I've gotten this month is through wholesaling. If I'd
right,
only spent my time thinking I want to get the MLS listing from the main source of my advertisement, then
right,
I might not have had any deals this month, right?
right,
So being able to um, look at other opportunities like wholesaling and
right,
talking to all the
right,
students, and everybody
right.
brings
So,
innovative ideas to this group, right? So
so let me unpack that. What we do in wholesaling is off market, and it's a niche thing that is not part of the mainstream. This is like a unique little loophole that exists within the real estate world that if you talk to 98% of real estate people, they're not going to understand what we're doing. And that's good for us because there's no competition over here. So what you're saying is if you had not done what we do, you would be competing with all the other 100,000 real estate agents, which 25% of them haven't even done one deal yet this year. And because you used our strategy combined what with your real estate license, you're able to get deals. And because with what we do is we specialize in setting people up within 48 hours so that you have a steady stream of home sellers reaching out to you. Just imagine every day waking up and as many or as little people you want are reaching out to you asking for an offer on their property. These are warm people who want to sell their houses off market. And so, as a wholesaler, we either connect the property to a cash buyer and get paid for being in the middle without ever buying it, without needing a license, or in that case, it has to be a discounted price for an investor to buy it. The other option is if the home seller wants a higher price and they don't want to sell at wholesale price because maybe the property's really nice. Because wholesaling works when the property needs repairs, it's damaged, there's distress to it. But when there's a property that's in good condition, usually sellers want top dollar. So what we do is we refer those properties to real estate agents. And when we refer them to real estate agents, we also make a commission. Like when the real estate agent sells it, they give us 25% of the commission. So we don't need to be a real estate agent. But in this case, you actually are a real estate agent. And so you just referred it to yourself really.
yeah, and one more good thing about being part of this whole group and the networking there, more than just the teachings to begin with, is right now when the other students heard about me and Arvind doing these deals and me getting the leads from the pipeline, off market pipeline, two more people have reached out to me to give me leads. So I'm at this stage. I have
Right.
actually shut down my advertisement. I'm spending $0 on advertising. I'm
Yeah.
getting leads from everybody that either feel that the seller is not willing to accept the price, or they're not really sure if this is a good property to wholesale or put it on MLS. They're approaching me. Two more students just approached
Yeah.
me this week. So I'm working with them. So I'm getting the leads without spending anything.
Yeah.
And same thing, they're going to make money anyway it is. If I put it on MLS and get the commission, I'm giving them 25%. If it's an off-market deal, I'm getting it for helping them write up the contract and everything, and then I'm charging them 25%. So it's a win-win either way. And the best thing is I'm not spending anything on advertisement at this point, and they don't
Right.
have to spend on getting the license. So
Right.
it works the best that
Right.
way.
Question for you. That's amazing. So when you started spending money on in the beginning, you spent a bit of money on advertising to get going, and then later now the business is just organically growing to you have so much business that you have to actually stop advertising. How much were you spending per day when you were advertising before?
Not a lot, thanks to your team and the way they've set up. I was spending about maybe $10-20 max a day.
Yeah, yeah,
So I was getting good leads. But again, even I was challenged in terms of figuring out the right opportunity and everything. The first lead that I just made, the 7,000, I got it from those advertisements. I got the lead
wow.
directly from those advertisements. So let's say even if I spent $700 over a few weeks, I got this lead and now I'm not running it.
Yeah.
So I'm making 10 times, I made 10 times
Okay.
that just by running the ad.
Okay. So I guess earlier when you said you spent $0, what you meant was you didn't have to put a down payment on the property, you didn't have to put a deposit or any of those other big requirements when you do traditional real estate, but you did spend about $700 in marketing.
Yeah, but
And
keep in mind, I spent about $700 regarding off market. What I said
yeah,
is for getting an MLS brand a lead, I
yeah,
spent zero
yeah.
dollars. So
Okay. Okay. So even if we look at it that way, to spend $700 on marketing and make $7,000, that is a ridiculously good investment. So anytime somebody's thinking of joining our program, they always ask me, there's the fee for signing up to the program. And then they also ask me, is there any other expenses that I need in order to make this work? And I say the only thing you need is marketing costs aside. And I always suggest they have $500 or $600. In this case, it ended up being $700. So, man,
yeah,
congratulations.
yeah,
You know,
and actually any realtors that comes to your program, ask them how much they've been spending on getting those MLS listings, how much they've
right,
spent. They spent
right.
thousands of dollars. So what I've
Thousands.
spent, yeah, thousands, like, just to get everything set up. And I just ordered a sign and a couple of signs and everything for marketing, and it's
Yeah,
costing me over $500 right now. And
right.
that is, yeah. So the amount that as a realtor, everybody spends at least, I told you $7,000-8,000 just to get the license. And then
Yeah,
we have to pay annual fee of around $3,000. And then we have to pay marketing of at least $1,000 a month. So if you add
yeah.
up all that, it's a significant cost to maintain
So,
a real estate license. And if people don't even get the right leads, then it's totally a waste. So this
right.
way, I mean, I really wanted to get my license for the knowledge and exposure and the ability, but
Yeah.
the leads and everything I'm getting organically through this group right now.
Right. Yeah. So what you're saying there is it costs you about $10,000 to get your real estate license and get access to everything you need. And then you have marketing costs. So maybe $15,000 just to get going as a real estate agent. And what you're saying is don't do that first. Start with wholesaling, because in wholesaling, it's cost less to get started with. And you can actually get a deal quicker and make the money from wholesaling. And then if you want, you can then go into becoming a real estate agent and do both at the same time, and they help
Yeah,
each
and
other.
we've seen on the calls too, like a lot of people have made 15-20K easily, even in the first deals
Yeah,
in your program. So why not
yeah,
start with that, get the capital, and then you can invest that for both off-market leads or on-market leads or for your real estate training, either way.
awesome. Well, thank you for doing this interview. I got a call coming up in a couple minutes here, but I hope that you keep showing up. Promise me one thing, that you'll keep showing up on our group coaching calls so that anybody that joins our community, you can work with them, network with them, and actually help show them how to make money doing this as well. Do you promise me?
Yeah, absolutely. Helping others is the only way. And I've seen you do this.
Yeah,
All you do is help others, right? And you're growing your business and everything. I've seen you, I think you started this a year ago too, right? Like in May 2024, in
yeah,
terms of the coaching. So, I mean, look at how many opportunities you have opened up and how
yeah.
many people are winning in this. And obviously, you're growing as part of that. And that's my vision and plan too. So
Awesome. Thank you, man. Greatly appreciate it, and look forward to the next one. We'll interview you
yeah,
again
yeah,
next time.
sure. I'll look forward to the successes. And if this, by the way, this property we just discussed is a $3 million listing,
Yeah.
so we'll I really hope I can bring that success story back to your call soon.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Talk soon. Okay.
Okay, bye.